everybody, and welcome. This is Dr. Krista, and I have a special guest joining us today live on Facebook, Dr. Bryan Asby. Now, Dr. Bryan, first of all, I just want to say is an absolutely amazing part of our tribe here at the American Posture Institute. We love having him in our courses. We love having him in our community. And on top of that, let's just say he's pretty successful as well. So he runs his own clinic over in Dallas, Texas area, so Dallas Synergy. And he and his wife run the practice together. They're doing amazing things. Now, I wanted to connect with Dr. Bryan today and share a little bit more about his experience with the Postural Ergonomics program. But before we do, Dr. Bryan, can you say hi to everybody? Tell us a little bit more about you and a little bit more about your practice.
Okay. So hi, everyone. We're in Dallas. We're in North Dallas. And my wife and I purchased this practice about 2 years ago. And so it's just been us running the whole thing together now, which is awesome, and creating what we want out of this practice. So it's been awesome. Yeah.
Very cool. And what posture programs have you done with the American Posture Institute?
Posture certification and ergonomics.
Very cool.
Yes.
And after doing the posture certification, what kind of changes did you implement into your practice, and how did you start viewing the patients differently, or how did that change your assessment and your corrections?
Okay, great question. So, before that, so there's so much in there that, you kind of almost, you're like, what do I implement first, right? But after I got in there and dug in, you start seeing people in a different light, and you understand how posture is so impactful in their life. And so, now every time a patient comes in, it's posture, because we know how much that's functioning. And so it's easy, once you kind of get the big idea and the big picture, you can start tying this all together. And patients actually, it clicks in their head. They're like, oh, so you mean I'm hunched over like this, and it's affecting my breathing and my sleeping and my brain function. They're like, oh, I get that. And all you're saying is, hey, this is where you're at, and we're going to take you right here. And they love it. So it really helped us add an extra value, to our patients, to what they're receiving. It also helped us, you get those patients where they're just not progressing. And so you need a different light, different way of looking at them. And so this really added that, where we could view them from a different angle, different light, and really kind of open up areas that we weren't seeing before to get the results that they want and we wanted.
Absolutely. Oh, I love hearing that. That's amazing feedback. Now, so you started integrating postural correction into your practice, and then came postural ergonomics. So talk to me about how the postural ergonomic component, how you can add that onto your practice without changing a lot about your current practice style, but how it can benefit the patient outside of your office, in their office.
Perfect. So, when you start looking at posture and you start looking at the person as a whole, you have to realize that daily activities play just a magnificent role in their overall health, right? So, when you look at them and you're able to get corrections, but you realize that something is moving or progressing, that's immediately where I go to. And let's be honest, we're starting in preschool, they're sitting for hours. We got kids with coming in poor posture, but I got just a lot of women who have headaches and migraines and tension headaches. And I'm like, let's look at how you're sitting and how you're working. And it's amazing, because this is my favorite part. They're like, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, okay, all right. So you get this, right? So, I can help you, but you need to do this stuff. And so then we're able to implement a small plan. And I'm not talking about, like overwhelming them, but just small tips, and they take it away. And I have a wonderful client here who we've been talking about this, and she came in and she's like, I'm so glad you talked to me about this, because I didn't realize what I was doing at my desk. And, she, believe this or not, she drives 90 minutes every day to go to work. So she's like, we started talking about that, and she's like, it just clicked. And so, now she's getting better, and it's working. And so it's always awesome, because you can just add that little bit, just that little bit, and change their life. So, and you're talking severe symptoms and just magnificent progression. So.
Oh, that's so cool. I love hearing that, because what you're doing already in the practice is amazing. You're getting great results. And then anything you can do to help the client be successful outside of your workspace. So once they walk out the door, so this person, for example, she's driving 90 minutes to work, and then she's getting to work, and let's assume she's a seated desk worker. So now that's just so much of her day in a flexor dominant position. So you're doing great work, and I have no doubt that she's doing great exercises to help correct that. But if we skip that ergonomic component, we're missing 40 hours of her work week where she's standing in or sitting in her office, in a hunched forward position. So I love that you made that recommendation. And it is just those small recommendations too, right? You can make those small recommendations that have a tremendous impact and a big ripple effect for that individual patient, and then overall for corporations as well.
You don't need a lot. You just need simple little tweaks, something that they can easily implement that day and will change their outcome dramatically.
Beautiful. Dr. Bryan, can you tell me why you would recommend for your colleagues to engage in the Certified Ergonomist program and why you would recommend implementing postural ergonomics?
Sure, absolutely. So, I've been out of school for 6 years now, so not long, but long enough where I've got to go through different coursework and, see different worldviews and stuff like that. And let's be honest, you base the coursework off of the knowledge they present, and some of it out there is junk. It's not even worth a nickel. Not the case at all. You really opened up my mind to posture and ergonomics and how it was dramatically impacting. So it really actually flipped our practice in a sense, and then just enveloping that person. And so I stopped viewing the person as maybe a joint, but I started seeing them as a person and their daily activities and all the stuff you really go to school to do, but then you forget about it because you get busy in class. And so, the amount of information in there was, I had to go through it twice, let's be honest, and it was phenomenal. And then what it's done for, more importantly, not only did I grow, but what it's done for my patients. If you want to get patients better, you need an education that works. And, I've been through all sorts of other stuff and I paid lots of money for other stuff that didn't work. This worked. So, we have people following plans and doing what they want and getting, more importantly, better. That's what you want out of course. You want to grow, you want your patients to get better. So
absolutely. That's the win-win right there, right?
Win-win, right?
And, when you go to that point, when you transition into owning your own practice, also from a practice management perspective, it becomes very real. We all join healthcare because we genuinely want to help people. We're empathetic to their needs and we want to help them have these health transformations. And then you get out there into the real world and you realize you need to build a practice in order to be able to help people. So postural ergonomics, where I see that fitting in for our students, is helping them expand their expertise and make a difference in the community and getting in with local corporations, referring more new clients, because we need to be getting more new patients in order to make this ripple effect and help our communities and continue to grow as individuals to then help more people.
Absolutely. And, one of the big things that you learn when you own a practice is retention. And you have to constantly be providing value. And so if you can only reach a certain point, or if you can't provide more value to that individual, then, then you can lose them very easily. And so we've had that extra. And I'm telling you, you keep practice members when you give them nuggets that improve their life. So if you want to close that back door so that you're not having to always go out and get new patients, you want to actually retain, then you need this.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Dr. Bryan, because there's two ways to grow practice. There's get more new patients and there's keep them longer. If you can do both, then you're going to get off the treadmill. I call it the treadmill effect, where the second you get one new patient in the door, you lose another one out the back end. So you've worked really hard. You've even spent money on marketing perhaps, but at the end of the day, you're standing in the exact same spot. But if you can improve that retention with systems that work, then it's going to help you grow your practice without costing more for the price of acquisition of new clients with marketing and your time as well. So I love that. Go ahead.
The longer you keep a patient, the more people they refer.
Yes. Oh, and referrals are the best. You just absolutely love referrals. They're the best patients out there, right?
You don't have to go out there and work. They already trust you. You're already the authority.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, Dr. Bryan, I just want to say thank you so much. Number one, for being a part of our community at the American Posture Institute. I want you to know how much we appreciate you. We always say that our number one core value is that your success is our priority. If there's anything else that we can do to help you be successful, please reach out and let us know. We want to support you all the way with having a tremendous impact on your patients. And for everybody who's watching us live, thanks for taking the time out. We hope to see you in the Certified Ergonomist program. Open enrollment ends tomorrow at midnight. This is your opportunity to enroll and have amazing results in the Certified Ergonomist program. Dr. Bryan, thanks again so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.